Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV presents coverage of Falcon ice hockey. And tonight, a potential milestone in the making here in Fitchburg as the Falcons of Fitchburg State play host to the Rams of Framingham State in pursuit of Dean Fuller's 600th win as head coach. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here tonight. Last couple of games we've been joined by members of the Falcon Sports Network. Tonight is no exception. Joining me on the broadcast tonight is Kendra Peretzman. Good evening, Kendra.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Absolutely. So the Falcons come into this game with a record of 9-6-2, 8-3-2 in the MASCAC. 2 weeks ago, they had a run of 3 games where they dropped 3 games, but last week, maybe a little bit of frustration getting out of they're trying to beat out of themselves, if you will. 12 goals in the last 2 games and 2 victories to get Coach Dean Fuller to 599 career victories.
They definitely had some big scoring games last few games. Thinking they had to get back together after the little break during winter break. Started picking up against Worcester and Westfield.
Yep. 2 big results for the Falcons. And of course, most recently Saturday against the Owls of Westfield State, took them down 6-2 at Amelia Park. Michael Amala had 2 goals and assists. Alexander Bove, a goal and 2 assists. Toivo Kramer, a goal and assist. Christopher Zapata and Jack Johansson had goals. Sam Rennick, Antoine Gignac, and Nolan Sargent all had 2 assists. Cole Archambault, Adam Nedelka had an assist. Still many players with points in that game. Max Macchione with 33 saves. And the Falcons 3 for 4 on the power play. The only power play they didn't score on, they only had 46 seconds to work with. And that's also been big for them. 6 power play goals in the last 2 games.
It's nice to see they have depth on their team. There's not those 1-2 players that are scoring all the points. They defense, attack, they're all getting in there.
Yeah, it is tremendous the depth that the Falcons have this season and how many different players are able to contribute. I know last broadcast I was on a few weeks ago, I talked about how on the depth chart, on the line chart, Sam Rennick, Jeremy Millette, Michael Amala make up what is listed as the 4th line, but at that time, Rennick led the team in points and Amala led the team in goals. They're still pretty much right up there at the top of the charts in those statistics. But it just shows to the depth. And then you look at Framingham State on the other hand, they've got a lot of players on their roster, 36 players playing for 6th-year head coach Mike Bailey. And you just look at how many players they've got at their disposal, how many players stand out. This year for Framingham, 6-10, 6-7 in the MASCAC. So many years they've been at the bottom of the table, but this year they're currently 6th in the conference, holding on to the last playoff spot by 6 points if you, or maybe no, they're in 5th place right now. I am misremembering where they were. I thought I knew, but I double-checked the numbers, and the numbers tell me these Rams in 5th place right now with 18 points. Worcester in 7th with 10, top 6 get into the playoffs. This Framingham team is actually one of the better teams they've had in recent years. And they've got themselves a lot of depth as well. And their point scoring led by Matthew Nuzalilo, a freshman from Worcester, 13 points on the season. They actually profile pretty similarly. But one more thing to take notice of for the Rams that caught my eye in my research. This Rams team only concedes 31 shots a game, which is pretty low, especially compared to Fitchburg, who gives up about 35 shots a game. And this MASCAC has been a bit fire wagon hockey in terms of how many shots, how many goals these teams are able to put up on the board. So you expect a lot of shots, and maybe the defenses may not be as stout as you would like. But Framingham has tightened up a little bit defensively this year. That has been a positive for them, and it's helped keep them in games. We're going to throw it down to the public address for the starting lineups and the national anthem, so stay with us. You're watching Fitchburg State Falcon Hockey on FATV.
The starting lineups. First for the visiting Rams. At forward, a freshman, number 3, Scott Bergen. At forward, a senior, number 12, Eli Slagter. At forward, a sophomore, number 37, Sam Larkin. At defense, a freshman, number 25, Brett Scott. At defense, a freshman, number 36, Jeremy McDonald. And in goal, a senior, number 30, Trevor Stenberg. Framingham is coached by Mike Bailey, who's assisted by Melvin Nichols, Soren Kolstrup, and Mike Doran. And now the starting lineup for your Fitchburg State Falcons. At forward, a senior, number 4, Cole Archambault. At forward, a junior, number 5, Oliver Cookson. At forward, a junior, number 19, Michael Macchione. At defense, a junior, number 18, Jack Johansson. At defense, a grad student, number 23, Antoine Gignac. And in goal, a sophomore, number 29, Max Macchione. Fitchburg State is coached by Dean Fuller in his 40th season. He's assisted by associate head coach Tom Patty, Vincent Giambroco, Chris Kine, Mike Chantrand, and Brian McGrath. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please stand for the playing of the national anthem?
Moments away from puck drop here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. Falcon Ice Hockey here on FATV. Daniel Bolak, Kendra Peritzman, Isaiah Manuel on camera, Travis Falk on audio, and all the other good technical support. Thank them all. Here's the starting goalies for these two teams. For the Falcons, they go with Max Macchione, the sophomore from North Kingstown, Rhode Island. 12th game of the season, 6-3-2 record, 241 goals against, 921 save percentage, and a shutout. On the other end, for the Rams, they go with their most experienced netminder, the senior from Mendon, New Jersey, Trevor Stenberg. He's also in his 12th game. 5-6 record, 286 goals against, 914 save percentage. He's tandem the last couple of years with Blake Carlson, but this year he is the man in goal for the Rams and really making the most of it. The Rams have been blessed with good goaltending the last few years, which has helped keep them in games, but now they're more and more competitive. A 6-10 record, again, doesn't seem like the greatest record of the world, but for Framingham standards in recent years, it's up there. And you can see this is a team that's definitely on the right track. Falcons in the home white uniforms will go left to right in the first period. Rams in the road blacks will go from right to left. Puck is down and we're underway here from Fitchburg. Already players slammed into the boards. It goes to Jeremy McDonald in the right corner for the Rams. Now dug out, Oliver Cookson trying to move the puck along. Will go to McDonald for Framingham. Pass it up ice on the near side for Elijah Slagter. He takes a high rising shot that's off the mark. Sam Larkin picks it up at the right half boards. Into the right wing corner. Punched in the boards by Jack Johansson. And the Falcons will take the puck up to center. Out of the reach of Cookson. And slap back towards their own blue line. Slagter settling it for Framingham. D-to-D pass. Patrick Colgan, captain of the Rams, passing along, and a long distance shot was blockered away by Max Macchione. Behind the net, Falcons trying to change direction, having a little bit of trouble, thrown through the paint from the boards by Framingham. Still kept in the zone, shot turned in the direction of goal, but wide to the right off the boards to the left wing corner. Picked up in the corner by Johnny Baker. Just trying to turn it around, try to find someone, but 2 Falcons there to take it away, dispossess, and dump it down into the Rams' end. In the 2nd minute of play and no score. No official shots on goal. As on the far side boards Framingham, trying to move it along. Played with the stick, but just barely legally. When not going for goal, it's under the shoulders that counts, and that was definitely under there, so good enough there. Alexander Bove with the poke, trying to keep the play alive for Fitchburg, but taken by Framingham into the offensive zone for Nozalilo, who takes a shot from a bad angle. And Macchione is able to get a stop on that. Falcons go in transition on the other side. Toivo Kramer, dispossessed, moves it along. Too far for Bove, will go into the right wing corner. But Bove will actually get it back anyway. His shot goes off a Ram stick, rises into the boards, off the edge of the boards, if you will, the upper edge, whatever we like to call that. Out of the zone, Falcons couldn't regain it legally. Offside's the call, 17:56 to go, first period, no score.
The Rams are definitely putting the pressure on early, which the Falcons tend to start the games off a little bit slower, tend to take a little bit more time to get into it, which makes sense why they have gone to 6 overtime games this season.
Yeah. And then you look at who's got the first goal. It's 9 for the Falcons getting the first goal and 8 for the opposition getting the first goal. Falcons are a little better when they have the first strike, 6-2-1, compared to a 3-4-1 mark when they do not. Rams definitely controlling the puck more in the first minutes of this contest as they throw it out in front, but only white shirts in front. Goes to the left point for Colgan. His shot goes off the boards. Macchione tries to poke. They try to wrap it around. Can't get it cleanly around and can't be kept in by Walker Smith. He tries to dump it back in. Goes off a body. Goes in the air. Lands in the Falcon zone. Rams have to tag up. Hunter Dunn with a touch on into the Rams end. And they'll go and retrieve, try to catch the Falcons while they're changing lines. And brought up the center of the ice. Brady Rossback leads the team with 8 goals. Couldn't do much with it. Now a foot race. Sam Reddick trying to get to that puck. Michael Amala there as well. Falcons have their 4th line out on the ice. Johansson holding on the right side boards. Throws it through the paint. Not quite on Stenberg. Right out of the zone it comes. Rams going in transition. Bobby Bernier onto the left side boards. He's dispossessed. Falcons are able to get it out. Rennick settles at his own red line, goes blue, pushes on for Jeremy Millette. Millette into the left circle. Not able to keep control. Dispossessed by Tyler Westfall. On the near side, Jack Johansson able to just barely keep it in the zone. Second effort from the Rams. The reinforcements arrive to knock it out from Jake Barcelou. And an icing called against Framingham. Faceoff will come down to one side of Stenberg. 16-16 to go first period, no score. Yeah, I've been impressed with Framingham's pace of play early on in this contest. And remember, the last time these two teams played back in Framingham, the last game of the first semester, it was Framingham who came away with the victory, 3-1. And the first time in quite a while that Framingham had won a regular season game against Fitchburg State.
The biggest memory I have from being at Fitchburg was my freshman year when they broke the glass, beating us in playoffs as the underdogs.
Yeah, I remember that one. It was a 7-2. First and only time in MassCAC history that will happen, since the MassCAC doesn't let 7 teams in normally. That was just a special COVID thing. Caleb Kinski got his first career goal on that one, and one of the panes of glass on the near side looks different. Those facts are directly related to each other. That one pops up into the Falcon bench, and we'll get a stoppage of play. That was a very weird year, too. Of the 3 quarterfinal games, the home team lost all 3 of those games. It's the 1, 5, 6, and 7 making it to the last 4.
The MassCAC is definitely unique.
They definitely are, and I think this year, too, we've been seeing a lot of parity in this conference. Every game is winnable for any given team, it feels like. Last time out, Framingham was taking on MCLA, who's at the bottom of the conference, and Framingham put 61 shots on goal in 60 minutes at the Veterans rink in North Adams, but yet they could only beat Matt Gover once. And MCLA got their first ever MassCAC victory with a 2-1 win. So Framingham, I think, is definitely wanting to try to plunge that from their memories. Falcons with a little bit of puck possession as that one rises off a stick into the netting and out of play. 15:06 to go in the first period. Only one shot on the big green board, and that favors Framingham. Both teams have had trouble really getting good wood on the pucks. Possession's one thing, but actually keeping control and actually doing something effective with it is another. Draw comes to the right of Stenberg, battle forward in the circle. Framingham will eventually come up with it. Devontae Dixon, though, loses the handle. Hunter Dunn trying to move it along for Jackson Collins, well out of his reach. Brendan Walk, who's been able to check into the lineup in recent games. The first game of the season for him, I think, was the Worcester game, and he immediately got an assist. Every Falcon skater but Jacob Trout, who's played in just 2 games, has at least 1 point this season.
The Falcons definitely have a young team, but there's quite a few freshmen who have made a name for themselves, such as Dunn, who's on the ice right now. He's gotten quite a few points on the season.
These two teams, both of them went heavy on the freshman class. Between these two teams, 26 players are freshmen. You can field a whole team with 26 players and have a couple scratches too. In fact, 26 players is normally what a Fitchburg State roster is. This year, 29. It's one of the biggest rosters they've ever really had, at least in recent memory.
Thinking even about like the other sports teams at Fitchburg, like it's a really young program. I'm guessing that just has something to do with COVID years and stuff.
Yeah, I have to imagine that plays a bit of a factor as well. Falcons with just 1 graduate student and 1 senior on this roster, too. Antoine Gignac, who's a second-year graduate student. He only played 2 years at Southern Maine before he came up here, so he had some eligibility left in the tank. And COVID may have played a factor in that as well. Here's Michael Amala at the red line. Falcons trying to regain the zone, still looking for their first shot on target with 13:30 to go in the first period. They've held Framingham to just 1. These are 2 teams that combine for around 65 shots a game, give or take. But they've only found 1 in the first 6.5 minutes. D-to-D passing on the blue line. Millette gets a touch to void the icing. The Falcons will change the rest of the personnel as Rennick trying to pressure a little bit. Gets a stick on that one, but it makes its way to its recipient in Cam Lindsay. Lindsay will toss it around the boards into the right wing corner, wants to find Tyler Westfall. Now to the right point, held, shot on, through a lot of traffic, but missed the net. Had a few of those as well. Another shot, and that's stopped by Macchione with the right pad. That came off the stick of Patrick Colgan, the captain for the Vikings. Rams. Apparently I have Salem State on my mind. That was the last game I did. Here's Toivo Kramer taking advantage of a takeaway. Couldn't get the pass to Alexander Bove. It popped off his stick. Johansson with a shot is wide of the net. Bove with the backhand gets to Kramer in the corner. Chris Zapata trying to get in there, join the fray. Framingham will take it and pop it out of the zone. Antoine Gignac stands up at the red line, tries to push it back. Framingham will push it forward. Johansson in the right wing corner, shakes off hit, moves it along to the right side boards. 8 minutes gone in this first period. Shots 2-0 in favor of Framingham, but still no score. Player down on the ice, and the puck still available, so they don't blow the whistle. Now that player's back up on his skates, and they continue to try to move it along the boards. Finally comes out of the zone. Framingham will have to tag up. Macchione from behind his own net will leave it, but it's whiffed on behind the net there by Dunn. Now thrown in front, trying to find some shooting location. Scott Pagarin was there and couldn't really settle it on his blade. Now Michael Macchione into the zone, keeps control of it, making all the moves, tries to get a shot off, got a piece of iron, I think. Now another shot trying to jam away at Stenberg. Puck is still loose on the side of the net and behind the net.
That play right there definitely shows the Rams have stepped up with their defense. They are throwing their bodies just to get in between the net and the puck.
Extremely physical style of play Mike Bailey has his side playing. That one will strike the ceiling and bring a stop to play. 11:03 to go in the first period, no score.
Almost hit the social media guy.
Some gentleman down there in front of the newer pane of glass. The Camrys obviously picked out the best pane. How many pucks have you seen hit the ceiling this season?
Quite a few. I actually get a lot of the team making fun of me because I said the puck has been in the air more than on the ice.
Well, the positive is that it does keep it away from the net. As Dunn in front, Backhand chance by Collins hits the side of the net. Yes, this Framingham team, for one thing, bringing the play to the boards, but also bringing a degree of physicality. They've got some players with some penalty minutes as well. They're not the most disciplined team, but not the most indisciplined team. About 12.6 penalty minutes a game. Leading that mark is Ashton Collazo. He's got 51 penalty minutes. Here's Hunter Dunn into the zone on the breakaway. Couldn't get the shot cleanly away. Stenberg staying with them. Now sent it in front, trying to find Dunn again, but not enough oomph on the pass. Doesn't make it to him. Adam Nedelka with the shot, looking for a redirection. I think it goes off Collins' stick and on target, but Stenberg will stick with it. On the right point, Nedelka is not able to keep it in the zone. It's pushed down the ice, and it will be icing. Face-off will come to one side of Stenberg. 3 seconds short of halfway in this first period of play. No score. Every team in the conference in action tonight. Now that there's 8 teams in the conference, you can do that. In all the previous years when we had 7, someone had to take a night off or play a non-conference game. And this is the final game of the second cycle for everybody. So after tonight's games, everyone will have 2 full cycles of the triple round robin complete. Trent Skaggs whiffs on it. Stood up there and wouldn't let the Ram get to the puck. And because the puck is well behind him and not available in that case, that becomes interference. And Framingham will have the first power play of the night with 9:56 to go in the first. I thought at first that was a heads-up play, but then I remembered, oh yeah, there's a reason why you can't do that. I mean, there's just trying to stand your ground, but when you actively push when the puck is 15 feet behind you, the officials don't like it very much.
A lot of Fitchburg's penalty minutes aren't very aggressive plays. Also, compared to the Rams, our most penalty minutes is 14 minutes for Oliver Cookson compared to their 51 minutes.
For Ashton Collazo. I wonder... Yeah, I wonder how many players in the top of the leaderboard you can fit in Ashton Collazo's 51 minutes, as there are some good moves to the goal by the Falcons. It's Michael Macchione on the kill, putting the moves on, but Trevor Stenberg able to make the save. Battling behind the net and not able to do anything with it is Cam Lindsay, as the Falcons were able to pick it up and clear it down the ice. 1:17 to go on the man advantage for Framingham. Their power play this year, 16.4%. The Falcons kill 84%. Falcons have the second best kill in the MASCAC. Framingham 5th out of 8 on the power. Dumped in, Macchione will just send it around to the right side and thrown right back on target. He makes the initial save. Rebound was loose and available, but they couldn't jam it past. Now to the left side boards, Falcons clear it again, and back down the ice it goes. Stenberg holding, waiting. Will pass it along to Barcelou with Chris Zapata playing support for the Falcons, and backhanded back into the zone by Nolan Sargent. Barcelou will hold behind his own net with 37 to go on the man advantage. Fakes one direction now, will keep holding. Rams taking their time on this reset. Gotten a shot on target on this power play. As they toss it hard around the boards, takes a hop off the stanchion, and then one whack with the stick, and it's right out again.
The Rams,
go ahead.
The Rams are really trying to make the most of their power play. As you said earlier, the Fitchburg really does better when they get the first goal of the game.
Falcons still looking for it, and they get it out of the zone again. 5 seconds to go on the power play for Framingham. Caleb Dusick trying to get in the zone, cleared one last time. Down the ice it goes. Stenberg plays it behind his own net as Skaggs is released from the bin. Falcons back to full strength. Millette tried to feed Amala there, but too much hop on that pass. Goes over his stick. And out of the zone, Framingham's able to clear it. Falcons regain the zone from Rennick. Leaps for Amala, gets the shot off. Saved by Stenberg. And he'll hold. 7:36 to go, first period. Shots 4-3 in favor of the Falcons, but we still seek our first goal of the game. Our referees are provided by the New England Women's Hockey Alliance. Division I conference. Bit of a change in previous years, it was Atlantic Hockey. It's definitely been a different cast of officials that have been coming in. A couple of our older faces who switched from one conference to the other. I was trying to figure that out last broadcast, who was the one providing the officials because of all the new names that I haven't been recognizing.
I think it's hilarious when the referees have their names on there.
On the back.
And the other teams don't.
The Rams go with the team name on back on their jerseys. The Falcons do have their names on the back, and the officials all have their names on the back. Here's Zapata. Everyone's got something. Comes all the way back into the Falcons' own zone. Gignac trying to keep it away. Kramer trying to make the pass out of the reach of Bagarin. Falcons continuing on into the offensive zone. Left wing corner. Moving it around right side. Looking for space. There's a whistle as they get the pass off and a shot. Well, a stoppage of play first. Net may have been dislodged too much for their liking, or perhaps something else happening here. Perhaps it was a hand pass. I didn't get a good look at it.
Beauvais didn't look happy about it.
I don't think the Falcons looked particularly happy because they had the offensive zone pressure. They had themselves set up where they wanted to be. And they had the cross-ice pass at the whistle, although Stenberg still stopped that shot anyway. 6:25 to go in the first, no score. Collins keeps it in, moves it along, tried to find a walk. Not quite in the right place to receive that pass. Dunn in the left corner. Goes out to the point, Gignac throws it towards goal. Stenberg gets a piece of it as it rises over the net. Rams taking and storm up the near side. Now up the center of the ice. Able to get a shot and a goal! Johnny Baker with a high riser to the top right corner breaks the ice for Framingham.
That's going to be his first point of the season.
8th game of the year for the junior from Newton. Good time to score your first. Rams caught the Falcons in transition and some solid passing. Well, to drop to Baker, and he just blasted that into the right spots.
The Falcons seem to play a more like slowed down, set it up type of game versus the teams, a lot of the teams they play are quick on the attack, quick on the transition, try and get one.
Well, we already mentioned before the Falcons are 3-4-1 when they concede the first. Assist there going to some of the leadership on the team. Ashton Collazo picking up his 8th assist of the season, and Patrick Colgan, the captain, getting his 6th assist. High rising shot too high for the Falcons. Macchione tries to keep it in. Wollaston moving it along. There's a shot and a save by Stenberg off the stick of Cole Archambault. Rams have gotten the first strike 9 times this year. They're 5-4 when they score first. They also had the first goal in the last meeting back on December the 2nd, that 3-1 win at Loring Arena. Michael Macchione had the only goal for the Falcons on the power play. Walker Smith, Cam Lindsay, and Brady Rossback had the goals for Framingham in that one. Framingham has matched up well with the Falcons this year as Lindsay's shot gets a piece of Macchione's stick and sails into the netting and out of play. 15 minutes gone in this contest, 1-0 to the Rams. Draw will come to the right of Max Macchione, the sophomore from Rhode Island. Younger brother of forward Michael. Draw controlled by the Falcons, able to get it out of the zone, force the Rams to reset from Colgan. Backhanded in. There's the pressure coming from Cam Lindsay. Now in the corner. On the near side, Falcons just trying to chip away at it, get it out of the zone, and they will get it out to the red line, but no farther. Back behind the net it goes. Stretch pass misses the mark, but won't go nearly far enough for icing. Everybody's going to have to scramble back for it. Rams will transition up ice. McGarren with a shot, goes off the stick of Macchione. You can hear that distinctive whack as it goes off his stick. It's the second time in as many minutes. Played offside against Framingham on an over and back. Falcons will get it out of the zone. Zapata trying to find Kramer. Had a bit of trouble settling. Now on the right side, Rams with a shot, that's blocked. Well worn by Adam Delka. On the right side, it pinballs towards Macchione, and he's able to shut it down from there.
Skaggs seems to be hurting a little bit after that block. Can't blame him.
I gave Nedelka credit for that one, but no, that was Skaggs. Mixed up 14 and 15 in my head. Trent Skaggs, sophomore from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. I even have in my roster how to pronounce Oconomowoc, because that's the type of name that you really have to look up to know how to say. Falcons will try to carry it out of the zone from Zapata, try to put it through the legs of one of the Rams and Brent Scott. That didn't work out. Back behind the net it goes. Gignac trying to find Bove, having trouble settling it. It really does feel like these teams are having a lot of trouble settling the puck on their sticks.
The stick skills aren't. Sorry, I lost my words there.
Yeah, I'd say the stick handling isn't as sharp as you would expect.
Yeah, as it normally is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. The shot from Johansson was warned there by Zapata. Friendly fire on that, and a 2-on-1 perhaps developing for the Rams. That shot goes wide. Maybe Macchione gets a piece. Another shot paddled away by Macchione into the left wing corner. On the right side, Kramer trying to get out of the zone. Walker keeps it in. He's got the goal for Framingham. 2:50 go in the first, 1-0 to the black and gold. Falcons will try to move on the far side. Toivo Kramer. The self-pass out of his reach. And Colgan spits it down the ice. Could go for icing, it will. Nedelka wins the race to the hashes. Having the inside line helps as well. .2:30 to go in the first, 1-0 Framingham.
Very few shots recorded so far, which is unlike these teams.
11 shots at this point in the period between the two teams combined is definitely low. Both teams, probably because they've had so much trouble really settling the puck on their sticks, haven't been able to get the cleanest of shots away. Usually it's improv more than anything. Cookson shot was blocked, and another chance goes wide. And then there have been all the shots that have missed the target, and that's going to go for icing again. They'll blow the whistle once Nedelka gets to the dots. Bring it all the way back to the left side of Stenberg. Senior from Mendham, New Jersey, played for the Jersey Hitmen. 5 feet 10 inches tall. The Rams not exactly, I would say the Rams not exactly blessed with all the height in the world in goal. Their tallest goalie, Alex Timmons, stretch tonight is 6'1". In a world where we're seeing a lot of taller goaltenders, the only one over 6'1" between either of these teams is Alexander Falkenhagen, who has yet to play this year for the Falcons, although he has dressed tonight. Archambault tried to feed into the zone, spit right back to him, trying to move it along. Really, the Falcons are having a lot of trouble settling. Cookson tries to drop it off from Macchione. He whipped on that one. Up to the near side, Sargent trying to play it against the boards. Archambault there as well. Cookson trying to get there, but Barcelona get there first into the left wing corner. Now popped up in the air by Brady Rossback into the neutral zone yet again. Falcons just try to feed it forward. Touched the Ram on the way, so it won't go for icing, and it never got to the goal line anyway. Rams moving along with 90 seconds to go in the frame. Good moves by Rossback, but his shot goes high and wide. A second chance is cut down, and another shot is gloved by Macchione through a bit of traffic off the stick of Barcelona.
Nedelka's handing out some pushes in front of the net.
Maybe a bit of frustration the Falcons are feeling right now, because you can tell the game's really not going the way they would like. Framingham is definitely dictating the pace and the tempo. And so many times we've seen passes flub off the sticks for the Falcons. They've really had a lot of trouble controlling it. We've had a relatively mild day today. I don't know how much the outside weather is going to have an effect on a loose puck there. Caleb Kinski nearly had himself a pretty easy goal, but couldn't get a good shot away, so it cuts both ways to an extent. Stick down by Devontae Dixon. We're in the final minute of the first period. Rams go with a long shot from the red line. It's gloved by Macchione, and he'll hold for a draw. 53.3 to go in the first. Shots now 8-5 in favor of Framingham.
Hopefully the game's starting to pick up a little bit. Everyone's getting more comfortable getting with it.
Of course, we're so close to the intermission, too, where you feel like everything could change after a moment's notice from there.
You never know what's going to happen after a break like that.
Behind that, try to throw out in front, doesn't quite get there. Isaiah McKinney backhands it off the glass, comes out of the zone, and played with a high stick by Framingham. We'll carry this draw all the way down to the right side of Trevor Stenberg. 38.6 to go in the frame. Falcon's been stuck on 5 for a while.
They're going to be looking to get a quick one off of this face-off right here. Hopefully get one before the end of the period.
Macchione trying to control the draw. Eventually taken by McKinney. Redirected front, bouncing around in the paint. Well tracked by Stenberg. See that quick change. McKinney will try again. That's blocked in front. Slagter got in the way of that. There's Sam Larkin up the left side now. Larkin into the zone, backhands it, patted away by Macchione. Loose in the left circle. 12 seconds to go in the period. Michael Macchione will try to carry it up. 1-on-3, try to keep it alive. And Archambault can't do anything as he goes to ice. 3 seconds, Falcons get a shot off, punched away with authority by Stenberg. Cleared out of the zone, and that brings an end to the first period. A flourish in the final minute for the Falcons, but unable to stall Stenberg. And through one period of play, Framingham State has the 1-0 lead. What are your thoughts on the first period, Kendra?
I've definitely seen the Falcons come out with more energy than that. Wasn't the worst I've seen of them. Definitely expect more, though, in the next 2 periods coming.
I know the worst I would expect to see, the worst I've seen of a period would have been that MASCAC playoff game against Salem last year. But only 1 goal in this one, but I did get a lot of shades of that game, just seeing how much trouble the Falcons were having really settling down the puck. Seemed like they were getting too much air when they're trying to pass it. So you've got to make an extra move to try to keep control of the puck. And with players just breathing down your neck every which way, definitely makes things a little challenging. And for Framingham, I'm impressed with the tempo they've played with. But always the $64,000 question when you play with that tempo is, can you keep it up for 60 minutes?
There's definitely something about this rink that the puck just doesn't always stay on the ice. Kind of reminds me of air hockey. It kind of floats over it, hitting off everyone's sticks in the air a lot of the time.
Some nights you're able to master the ice and the surface, but tonight it feels like it's playing a different hand. And it's up to Fitchburg to settle that down and try to take back control. For 1 period this season, the Falcons are 1-4-1 when they trail after 20. The Rams are 4-2. I believe that 1 win was the game against Worcester State back on November the 18th when they conceded the first 3 goals.
That was a great game to watch. I think I announced that game, actually. That was wonderful.
I watched it from home and thought in my head when the Falcons came back and won it 4-3, had them all the way. We'll take a break here from the Wallace Civic Center. 20 minutes complete here in the quest for 600 wins for head coach Dean Fuller. Right now, the Falcons trail the Rams of Framingham by 1-0. We'll take a break and we'll be back with the second period of action, so don't go away. This is Fitchburg State Ice Hockey on FATV. Welcome back to the Wallace Civic Center here in Fitchburg. 1 period complete here in this MASCAC matchup between the Falcons of Fitchburg State and the Rams of Framingham State. 1-0 Framingham in front on the first goal of the season for Johnny Baker. Daniel Molak Kendra Peretzman here with you here on FATV. First period shots were 9-8 in favor of Fitchburg. However, that first period, the big storyline was really how tough it was to really control that vulcanized piece of rubber.
On both sides of the puck, not even just the Falcons who couldn't net one.
Both teams really having trouble controlling it, and then of course just the relentless pressure Framingham's been playing with. They've not been afraid to throw their bodies out there and playing clean too. Only one penalty in that period and was against Fitchburg. Framingham couldn't score on that power play, and in fact, probably looked like the worst team on that one particular man advantage. But nevertheless, the Falcons that first period really just had a lot of trouble settling it. Didn't really have a chance to dictate the pace of play. Framingham was the one calling the shots, and eventually they got one.
I'm excited to see how the Falcons come out in this next period. Dean Fuller definitely has some good words to them sometimes. I've seen them come out hot and get one right away.
Always that lurking variable is the intermission speech, the strategy changes that come from it. You've seen how this team plays for 20 minutes. Now you know if you're Dean Fuller. 40th year as head coach of the Falcons, 39th season. He knows that things have to change a little bit. This is their first try at trying to get win number 600 for Coach Fuller, the Falcons. Go ahead.
He's hit quite a few milestones in the past years. What was it, last year was his 40th year?
This year is his 40th year, 39th season because pandemic took a year away. He got his 1000th game, and that was actually against Framingham in Framingham. That was a win for the Green and Gold. But when they honored it here, game number 1001 was an overtime win against UMass Dartmouth. I was actually on the call back in 2015 when the Falcons got win number 500 for them against Franklin Pierce. That was December 5th. I only remember that date because I just saw it in the paper today. That was a 6-2 win. They got Franklin Pierce's goalie out of the game really quick. And that was some fun times there. The Falcons haven't had that much fun in this first period. But they're ready to try to change the tides here in this second frame of 20 minutes. Falcons go from right to left in the whites. The Rams go from left to right in the blacks. Beauvais at the red line trying to hold on to it. The pressure coming quickly. Now he'll get it back from Kramer. Beauvais trying to make the moves. Backhands off the side of the net. That goes backwards a little bit as Stenberg trying to cover that near side post. Actually ran into the back of it. Kramer behind the net into the right wing corner. Trying to keep control. Shakes off a defender. Creates a little bit of space. Lost an edge. Definitely lost an edge. A little bit than a lot. And that loses the puck. Comes back the other way. 2v2. Dumped in off the boards. Trying to feed Sam Larkin. Larkin puts it in front. And they score! Elijah Slagter, the senior from Minnesota, able to pick that pass up and slam it into the net. 43 seconds into the second period, the Rams lead 2-0.
That's going to be his second goal of the season. Add another point to his belt.
And that was just sharply retrieved by Larkin, a perfect feed right out in front. And from that point-blank distance, Slagter was not going to miss. The senior from Wilmar, Minnesota, played for the Wilmar Warhawks. His juniors in local, the alternate captain, his second goal of the season. Larkin will get the lone assist. That'll put him up to 7 assists on the season, 9 points. And the deficit's a bit bigger now for the Green and Gold to try to dig out of. Adam Nedelka comes up the near side. Shakes off one hit, but enough to dispossess. And the Rams faithful and bench love that. Falcons regrouping back in their own end. Nedelka with that stretch pass. Feeding up for Cookson. Cookson with a shot. Might have gotten a bit of iron. Just a little off the mark. Archambault. Falcons regain. Takes another shot. This is wide to the right. On the left side boards. Digging at it. And picked up by David Hassel. He's the 19th skater for the Rams, and he puts that into the roof. That's the second ceiling shot we've had tonight. $18-12 to go in the second, 2-0 Framingham in front.
Is it us? Is it the Wallace Civic Center that, like, the roof is shorter or something?
I know my partner John Krugerty likes to say that it's a low roof here. I don't feel like it is compared to other rinks out there in the state and beyond, but sometimes it just sails a little too high, catches that foil-like substance that covers the top of it, and goes up there. But I've seen shorter roofs than this. The right wing corner, a lot of sticks going at that puck. Falcons will eventually claim it. Tried a stretch pass through 3 different Rams. That was ambitious. Needless to say, it did not get through to the other side. Andrew Olison trying to move it along for Hunter Dunn. Comes off the red line. Collins now getting a stick on his walk. Falcons try to move it along. Comes back to the red line. Collins will flip it into the zone, into the left wing corner. Michael Amala in the race, tries to get there first. Moved along the near side boards and out of the zone. Antoine Gignac will go far side from the red line, dumped in again. Takes opposite skates wide of Trevor Stenberg into that left wing corner. Jeremy Millette trying to dig it out. Falcons have that fourth line out there again. For some teams, the energy line, but for the Falcons, yet another scoring line. Sticking with it, and a shot saved by Macchione. Right through Rossback with the shot. Looking at a good chance at his 9th of the season. Another shot by the Rams to flex up into the netting and out of play. 16:44 to go in the second, 2-0 to the black and gold.
Johansson really made a big noise going to the boards like that.
Crashing against the boards. Definitely a lot of sound. Does it look like he's all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's still nice.
Yeah, I didn't really follow where he went after that. There's another shot right off the draw. Framingham winning that, but putting it wide of Macchione. Along the near side. Who's battling forward in the neutral zone. Eventually flushed into the zone by Tyler Westfall. Macchione's got control of it. We'll leave it in front. Gignac goes to Kramer now on the right side. Shot dropping towards goal, and Stenberg had to get a piece of it and knock it away. It was on target. Rams able to get it out of the zone. Falcons have not been able to get too many clean shots away on Stenberg and haven't been able to really get to those rebounds either. That shot goes wide of the net. And accuracy is really biting them. This is not going to go for icing with the attempt on that. Macchione's got to come out, play it along. Picked up by the Rams. Pass behind, looking for Begarin. Now Larkin will take it, regain the zone. Just Slagter cutting to the slot as Larkin will go around the boards. Walker Smith not able to make a play on it, but kept alive by Slagter. Go into the corner. Sargent trying to clear. Archambault with a stick on, but taken by Slagter. Throws it towards goal, misses the mark. Larkin on the far side, not able to do a whole lot with it. Gignac moving along. Falcons get into the Rams' end, but they'll have to change up some of the personnel. So now keep control of the puck as they go to the left point. Sargent with a shot redirects high into the netting and out of play. 15:07 to go in the second, 2-0 Framingham.
One thing about the Rams, they have a very quick release on their shots. They don't try and set the perfect play.
Trying to get it towards goal quickly, try to test Macchione. Got him with a high riser in the first period through a bit of traffic. The second goal, one-timer right out in front, would be challenging for any goalie to stop. Draw comes to the right of Trevor Stenberg. He's made 10 saves for the Rams tonight. Draw won by the Falcons. Sargent with a riser. Rides the rim of the boards unfavorably for the Falcons, and it's a 2-on-1. A shot saved by Macchione. Coming in with the pressure was Nuzzolillo, excuse me.
That was very inconvenient.
Yeah. And these boards, the rim of these boards, the puck really likes to ride along them. Now another foot race for the puck. Everybody trying to get on that one. Framingham's going to get there first. Falcons with a little bit of reinforcements. Millette not able to keep it on the right side of the stick. They'll get it out to the right point. Will bobble as he tries to keep in the zone. Sargent with a shot, redirected front save, rebound, another shot, and another save by Stenberg. And a whistle coming, and a penalty to be called. Cross check. .24 to go in the second period of play. The Falcons will have their first power play of the night. Jake Barcelou will go to the bin. Falcons had their lone goal against Framingham last time these two teams met on the power play. The Falcons' power play has been dangerous. 6 goals in the last 2 games. Nedelka, left side, shot whiffed on by Bove. Only got 20% wood on that. Offside against the Rams in transition. The Rams come in, hadn't cleared the zone yet. Falcons on the power this year, 25.8%, 17 for 66. The Rams 50 for 66. A kill percentage of 78% is actually worst in the conference. The conference as a whole is pretty decent at killing penalties because worst in the conference is only 21st worst in the nation. Falcons will control the draw. And I can hear the Rams coaching staff screaming back, 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 telling their team to get in position. Just wait at the blue line and wait for the Falcons to get in there. Fitchburg will move it around the boards. Bove on the left side. A bit of pressure, drops off Nedelka. Lots of traffic there. We'll come back to Nedelka, right side. Shot stopped by Stenberg. Falcons can't get to the rebound, can't be cleared though. Nedelka keeps it in. It's on the right side. Now back for Nedelka. Going down low, no shooting lane there. Second chance, high riser, bounces off the boards. Bove in front, trying to feed. Falcons can't get their stick on it. 50 seconds to go on the power play. Bove with another shot is blocked. Nedelka will wind and fire. That one warned by a Ram in Westfall. Rams try to clear, whiffed on it. Second chance is successful and out of the zone it goes. 37 to go in the advantage.
Quite chaotic out there.
Lots of stuff happening there. Rams doing well to keep it out of the cage. 25 to go in the man advantage. Jeremy Millette trying to lead the reset into the zone. Skating along the boards, goes to the right side for Samuel Rennick. Rennick keeping control of it, trying to get a shot off. Pressured by 3 different Rams, comes out to the right point, kept in by Archambault. Trying to skate up on the right side corner, look for a shot, look for a pass. But the redirection goes away from the Falcons' sticks and it's carried up by Slagter, who'll kill out the rest of the penalty. The Rams back to full strength with 12:17 to go in the second, 2-0 lead for Framingham. Rennick on the right side, up there one of the team leaders in points, 14. Tied with Antoine Gignac and Toivo Kramer for the lead. Now in the slot, Slagter shot kicked away by Macchione. Archambault will skate it up. Falcons a 4-on-2 developing. Andrew Wollison with a shot. It's stopped by Stenberg, and he blockers it right into the netting and out of play.
Stenberg's making it look easy tonight. His reactions are so fast, even when there's traffic in front of him.
He's a sharp netminder. I know last game out we mentioned how Framingham got 61 shots on Matthew Gover of MCLA. Gover stopped 60 of them in a win. And I know that Stenberg, especially when playing Plymouth State, has been on the wrong side of a couple of these games. Shot save, rebound, and so close but out of the reach of Collins. Could have gotten a stick on it, it'd be 2-1. On the right side, another chance that floats into the corner. Wollison trying to play it along. Now back for Collins. So much pressure. Collins able to get a pass off. McKinney with a shot. High riser gloved by Stenberg. Was never going to go in the net, but he gets it anyway just for good measure. Get his team a break there. 11:26 to go in the second. But what I was saying is I know he's been on the wrong side of a few games where he's faced 60, 70 shots. So he knows what it's like to feel pressure from getting bombarded with shots.
Matt Gover from MCLA, he's a freshman, right? He was a hot topic last time we played them.
Yeah, a lot of freshmen on that MCLA team as you'd expect from from what is essentially a first-year program, back after 20 years on the bench.
If I remember correctly, I think there was about 3 sophomores and majority of the rest were freshmen.
Falcons will be playing MCLA for the third and final time in this regular season on Saturday at 8 p.m. Well, part of the reason why the program went away for so long, the rink fell down at one point.
I did not know that.
Yeah, the roof broke, and there's only one other rink out in that area, and Williams College has it. Here's Kramer with the shot saved by Stenberg. Rebound pops in the air in the slot, whistle, hand pass against Framingham. Falcons can switch legs if they'd like. Rams are not allowed to do so on the hand pass in the defensive zone. Change a couple players up. And now the rest of them. Framingham must keep the same 5. The officials say, okay, that's enough changing now. Get your 5 out there. Get your guy in the circle. Let's drop it. 10:50 to go in the second, 2-0 Framingham. Goals for Johnny Baker and Elijah Slagter. Now to the point, Sargent. A lot of traffic goes off the stick of Baker. And wide into the corner. Sargent able to keep it in the zone. Trying to move along Archambault. Cookson shot saved by Stenberg. Rebound only black shirts in front. Here's Baker skating it up ice. Gets on the right side. His shot is well wide. Looking for Nuzalilo. Can't put it quite towards goal, but behind the net, Barcelona battling for it. Takes it. Can't get a clean shot away. See Framingham relentless with the pressure. Now players got tangled up away from the puck. Whistle will blow. A hook has been indicated. It looks like Cole Archambault perhaps is the guilty party. No, it's Nolan Sargent who goes.
They both looked like they were heading over there. I was confused as well.
One of them was the guilty party. I wasn't sure who it was going to be. But Sargent will pick up his 3rd minor penalty of the season with 10:11 to go in the second period. Rams will have their second power play. For the hook. Framingham didn't look great on their first man advantage. Not helping things, Caleb Kinski tripping on air in the other circle. Falcons already cleared out of the zone. Rams will now try to skate it back in. The right side, a lot of pressure on Caleb Dusick. Not able to win that away. The right side, Kinski. Moving it along, trying to find Barcelona. Gonna step up there, Dixon off the boards. Finds Kinski again. Barcelona onto the left side, comes back to Devontae Dixon. He's the tallest player the Rams have at their disposal, 6'4". Tied for the tallest player in this game. Comes out to the point for Barcelona's shot, saved by Macchione. Another bouncy rebound. The rebound control has not been the sharpest tonight for Macchione. It hasn't been him on any of these goals. I'm not sure I quite like how far the puck's bouncing off his pads.
Definitely risky, especially during a power play for the Rams.
45 to go in the power, 8:55 to go in the second, 2-0 Framingham in front. As we mentioned, the Falcons have come back from bigger deficits this season. Rams gaining the zone. In the right circle, a shot off a stick in wide. Palazzo had that shot for the Rams. Comes back to him. Not able to get one cleanly away. Puck loose in the right corner. Back to Palazzo. Moves from point to point. Having trouble holding on to it. Now into the left wing corner. Trying to center into the slot. Wanted to find Patrick Colgan. Found a Falcon instead, who clears it down the length. 10 to go on the man advantage. Falcons will have fresh legs on to prepare for full strength in 2 seconds as Palazzo tries to get one last chance on. Macchione will poke it away. And back to full strength go the Falcons. And there's a shot from the right side taken by Nuzalilo. That's stopped by Macchione. And they'll hold this time for a draw. 8:02 to go in the second.
I think the Falcons personally just like to make it interesting for the viewers, you know, go into a deficit, come back, send it into some overtime.
I did mention last time I was here, the Falcons 6 overtime games already this season. The record for most of the season is 11. And they're already more than halfway there. So that shot through a bit of traffic right off the draw. Macchione stuck with it. Save number 13 on the night for the sophomore. More obtainable, I think, is the record for overtime wins in the season, which is 5 right now. Plymouth State in 2012 and Hattonville in 2016. Those were the two teams that did that. Falcons already 3 overtime wins this season. Another shot right off the draw there from McGarren, but it's wide. That one turned towards Macchione. He's able to stop that one. Stuck with it all the way. Try to read that off the boards. Amala trying to settle in the official's crease in front of Jim LaPointe and the rest of the support crew. Rams throw it into the zone. And the Falcons, Adam Nedelka, stretch it up, pops off the stick of Amala. Now trying to bow past Jeremy McDonald. On the left side, Fitchburg trying to control, can't do so. Rams stretch it up to the near side, off the boards, and Samuel Reddick will get it. Back for Adam Nedelka, holding behind his own net. Long stretch pass. Problem was his target was changing off. Kind of hard to find your target there, and that one off a Ram on the bench and out of play.
A little bit of a miscommunication there.
They've been taking their lumps tonight, the Falcons have. They have 10 shots in this period with 7 minutes to go in it. Definitely looking a little better, but Stenberg has been sharp in goal for the Rams.
Definitely gonna need some accuracy, aim for the corners, opposite side. Can't be shooting right at him. He's not gonna let that go by.
Shenanigans on the draw. We'll go and do it again. Whistle comes so quick, don't even need to change the song. Troyville Kramer take the draw for the Falcons. Wins the draw, but it hopped over the stick of Bove, and Sargent couldn't keep it in, so out of the zone it goes. And that's really been one of those challenges tonight. Those times where you like to hope the Falcons can hold on to these passes, hold on to these hot pucks, but it's too hot for these blades. Front Barcelou deep on the slot with a good chance, but couldn't put it past Macchione. Behind the net into the right wing corner. Falcons trying to get it out of the zone, try to stretch for Kramer. 2 Rams in the way, a third one picks it up in the right circle. His pass is blocked by Nedelka going belly to ice. In the corner, Bove still trying to move it along. Kramer pick him enough and get the 2-on-1. Toivo Kramer with a shot, looks to the bottom right corner. Just couldn't quite hit it. He had the lane, he probably could have hit it, but just missed the mark by a little too much.
Personally, I'd rather that than right at the goalie.
Now big stretch clear, and Trevor Stenberg's gonna be guilty of icing. Stenberg made the right play to get to that puck and play it first, but way too much oomph on that one. Rarely does the goalie be the guilty party on an icing. The draw will come to his left. 1 second short of 6 minutes to go in the second. 2-0 Framingham in front. Shots 19-16 in favor of the Falcons. Draw pops in the air, lands on the right side board, stays in play. Pass looking for walk, too far. Now to the right side corner, Johansson with a shot. That catches the pads of Stenberg. Pops out to the left side. Now in the right corner. Drop pass to the point. Trying to turn it back in that direction. Falcons can't settle it. Jackson Collins trying to get to that puck. Gets the pressure from behind, but needs a Lilo. And into the right wing corner. Walk trying to get there first for the Falcons. He does. Now in the slot, delayed penalty coming against Framingham State. Falcons can't get a clean shot away, and eventually the Rams control just as Macchione is able to get to the bench. Falcons will have their second power play coming with 5:15 to go in the second, trailing 2-0. Get charging against Ashton Palazzo. And for Palazzo, that's penalty minutes 52 and 53. He's got a lot. A couple misconducts, a major. He's been rather indisciplined. Also alternate captain. He's a junior from Victor, New York.
He definitely has fun on the ice.
He gets in the swing of things. Maybe a little too much. But his ambitiousness will get him 2 in the bin.
Framingham penalty number 28, Ashton Palazzo, 2 minutes for charging.
Gignac going to Delka, shot gloved by Stenberg. Tracked that one the whole way. And an easy snare. 22 seconds gone on the man advantage, 4:53 to go in the second. Falcons still looking for their first of the game. Trailing by 2. 21 saves unofficially for Trevor Stenberg, 14 for Max Macchione. Kramer early on that draw. Second chance, Falcons will take it anyway. Gignac with all the moves. Lost a handle on it. Falcons keep control. No whistle on the loss of traction. Nedelka, the shot goes off 2 or 3 different bodies, dunking off equipment every which way. Puck goes behind the net. Falcons trying to keep control on the advantage. Moving it to the right side. And along, back for Nedelka, settles, goes for Beauvais on the left dot. His shot, score! No, he doesn't score. Everyone thought he did. And eventually, just a little too high, I think, but it caught it in a weird way, didn't it?
That was odd. I saw the crowd go, and then you called it, and I really thought it was in for a second.
I wasn't sure. I saw the puck bounce in a strange way. But it was, I think, a little high, but it felt like it stayed in the vicinity of the top of the net.
Me and Matt frequently talk about how the angles up here are horrible. How we can't tell if the puck's going in, out.
It can be challenging sometimes. I love the angle that this provides, but sometimes it feels like you're too close to the forest from the trees. It was even worse when I used to do PA way back in the day. Sitting where Jamie and Travis and even down low where Jim LaPointe sits there. That's the timekeeper. I never really feel like you get good angles from much of anywhere in this rink.
I would agree with that.
It's the best place to be, but to an extent it may also be the least worst place to be. Well, now you get a preview of the goal call. Let's see if I get to properly use it. Falcons can't keep control of the puck as it's cleared down again. Macchione thinking about throwing it down ice, but instead will settle and leave it for Jack Johansson. Johansson gains the red line. Amala has trouble reading the pass. Devontae Dixon says, I'll have that instead. Tries to throw it around the boards, gets caught up in some bodies in the right wing corner. Second effort to clear, gets caught down by a stick. Rams running into each other, stick slamming, indicating penalties about to expire. Archambault holding, couldn't get the shot away. Knew he wanted to try to risk that. Couldn't get it cleanly. Amala shot saved, but let loose in front. Stenberg snow angels on it and actually is able to control that puck.
I'm shocked. I for sure that was going in.
Well, that was in the right place. Somehow Stenberg kept that out, and somehow Jeremy McDonald got on top of that puck. He moved it in such a way that it wasn't in the paint, wasn't illegal. And Stenberg got control of it. A couple of great chances on that power play for the Falcons. It's like the Stone of Sisyphus right now trying to get a goal. Keep trying to roll up the hill, but they're not quite there yet. Stretch down the ice. This will go for icing. Olsen will win the race old school. 2:55 to go in the second period. Fitchburg State trails 2-0. So this is the third game in 2 days between Fitchburg and Framingham in intercollegiate athletics. Basketball doubleheader last night. The Rams won the women's game. The Falcons won the men's game. That one was a close one, 2 points
Yeah.
for their first win of the year. McGarren on the right side.
Definitely thought that game was going to go a little bit differently for a while when they had their 20-point lead and only ended up winning by 2.
Framingham was desperate to avoid falling to winless in the first cycle. Nearly came back and stole it. The other game was not as competitive. There was a time when Framingham's coach in women's basketball, Walter Pascal, was the head coach here at Fitchburg State. Those were better times. 2:05 to go in the second period, 2-0 in favor. Now the Rams stealing that away, a 3 on almost nothing basically, but they just couldn't settle it, as so many chances have gone by the wayside tonight by just not being able to settle that vulcanized piece of rubber. The left point shot caught in equipment, and a bit painfully, I think, for that Falcon as well. Another shot wide of the cage, play it off the boards, can't get it out of the zone. That one flew into the netting and out.
Macchioni's going to take a break after that one.
Or that one a bit, and wasn't too happy with how that had all developed. 93 seconds to go in the second period. 2-0 Framingham. They scored just 43 seconds in this frame. That's the only goal we've had in the second. Falcons had miscommunication on the line change. Cole Archambault forgot it was his turn. And a slamming. Oh, that's off the crossbar there. A great chance, but all iron for Framingham. The time stood still for a moment.
Yeah, the way it popped off, it literally looked like it was going slow motion.
Baker keeping control of it. Not able to be kept in by Walker Smith. He'll toss it around the boards. Nedelka will settle. Move it up ice, try to flip it along. Into the neutral zone. Framingham will have it up the right side. And that one punched away off the stick of Kinski by Max Macchioni. 50 seconds to go in the frame. The Rams continue to force the puck to the boards. Really create all the pressure. There's a pass that goes over the stick of Collins. Back into the neutral zone. Whistle here. We had a hand pass. 37.2 to go in the second period of play. If this result holds, then through 2 cycles of play, Framingham will be the only team the Falcons will not have taken any points from. They at least got a tie against Plymouth. And they've beaten everybody else in the conference. That shot turned aside by Stenberg. Not a lot of traffic. He saw it all the way. Picked up on the left side, Zapata. Now Gignac trying to find Kramer. Kramer forced against the boards. Comes back to Gignac. They just go along the boards, try to find some lane. 10 seconds to go in the period. Comes back to Gignac. He takes a shot. It's cut down in front. Rams get to it first. And Walker Smith will just skate it to the boards and hold it there. Let the buzzer sound to bring an end to 2 periods of play. Falcons came with a little more offense in the second period. Outshot the Rams 15-9. But Framingham gets the lone goal from Eli Slagter through 40 minutes of play. It's Framingham 2 and Fitchburg nothing.
Perfect example of quality over quantity on shots.
It only took 43 seconds to get that goal. Beautiful feed from Sam Larkin. Found Slagter deep, top of the paint. Slammed home the one-timer. Just couldn't miss from that angle. Made it 2-0. Falcons have been chasing ever since. They've had a lot of chances. The boy, Trevor Stenberg, is on one tonight.
Like we were saying, the time in between periods is huge, and Framingham made the most of theirs and came out hot, scored right away.
They've had their chances here and there. They'll put one more shot on the board for the Falcons. Give them 25 for the game, 17 for the Rams through 2 periods. So shots officially 16-9 in that second period. There's some fun math jokes you can make with these numbers, but I will save that. Regardless, through 40 minutes of play, the Falcons obviously are going to have to try to get that darn stone up to the top to get that goal, and from there, hopefully ride the momentum, try to find some more. Otherwise, Dean Fuller's 600th win's going to have to wait another night. Falcons looking for a victory to give Coach Dean Fuller his 600th win. He'd be the 5th coach in NCAA history to win 600 games at the Division III level. But the Falcons will have to come from behind from multiple goals down to make that happen. They've got to get 2 in 20 minutes, or at least 2 more than Framingham at 20 minutes to have a chance. But still a lot of hockey to be played, and we'll be here to bring it to you in a few minutes' time. Until then, 2-0, Fitchburg trailing Framingham through 40 minutes of play. We will take a break and we'll come back with the 3rd period of action, so don't go away. This is Fitchburg State Falcons Ice Hockey on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, 2 periods in the books from the Civic Center, and the Falcons trail 2-0 as they look to try to get Dean Fuller's 600th win as a head coach. But the Rams would like to have that wait for another night. Daniel Bolak, Kendra Perritzman here with you. As Emmanuel on camera, Travis Falk on audio. We all thank you for joining us here tonight. Falcons out shooting the Rams 25-17 through 2 periods of play. But I think one of the big factors in this game has just been the play of Trevor Stenberg in goal for the Rams. Go ahead.
Definitely been making it hard for the Falcons to find the back of the net. He's really on top of his game, not letting anything through.
We saw a lot of great opportunities where the Falcons were trying to pounce on rebounds. There was a mosh pit in the blue paint, and somehow, after all of that, it just ends up under Stenberg and not in the back of the net. It's a great period for the senior netminder. Coming into today with 286 goals against, and I was just thinking about this during the intermission. It's actually been, I think, a little while since a Rams netminder had a goals against in the 2s, really, at this point in the season. We've been talking a little bit about the fact that Framingham historically has been one of the worst teams in the conference when it comes to ice hockey. And that is reflected with their goalies, although they've had some solid goaltending from Stenberg, from Blake Carlson, and then other goalies in years past. The problem has been keeping that up for a whole year, but with the amount of shots they would concede, the amount of goals they would give up, because the defense wasn't quite up to snuff, the offense wasn't there to support them. They'd have goals against in the 3s and the 4s. But the save percentage would look all right. This year, though, Stenberg's got some solid numbers, 286, 914 coming in today. Definitely becoming sparklier as the game goes on. For the Rams, I imagine they're going to try to stick to their game, try to keep the pressure on as they have, bring the play to the boards, make sure, try to grind out this game, grind the Falcons down, because the strategy that the Falcons, how they play, it feels like for 2 periods it's been rock versus scissors.
With the Rams bench right below us, their morale looks high coming into this 3rd period.
Yeah, how they've been slamming the boards and really making noise. Since we're here on the near side, you can all hear it. 3rd period of 20 minutes. Falcons are going to need a couple if they want this milestone to come true tonight. They go left to right in the 3rd period in the home whites. Rams in the road blacks, going from right to left. Johansson tries to throw it into the zone, settled down by McDonald. Moves it to the near side for Eli Slagter. Onto the right side, a shot misses the net. Macchione had it well tracked. Around to Toivo Kramer. He's got a little bit of breathing room. He's got Zapata up the center. Now drops along for Alexander Bove, trying to cut through a lot of legs. Nothing going there. Into the left side corner, a shot. Short side, stopped by Stenberg and cleared out. Johnny Baker got the first goal of this game for the Rams back in the 1st. Had a touch on. Falcons will dump it in and change up the lines. Rams will loft it down ice. Nedelka tries to glove it down. But since that was picked up by Macchione, that's a hand pass. That's a whistle. Through 2 periods this year, the Falcons have the same record trailing after 40 as they do trailing after 20. They're 1-4-1. The Rams, it's only the 4th time this year they've actually led after the second interval. They're 2-1. Draw will come to the right of Max Macchione. 15 saves from sophomore netminder tonight. Looking for his third consecutive win.
Macchione had a really good rookie season last year, winning Rookie of the Week multiple times.
He was a goalie whose junior numbers will tell you that he was going to be good at this level, and he has been. The last time I saw a goalie I felt so good about was Brian McGrath, who went on to become, I believe, the best goalie in Fitchburg State hockey history. Let the numbers speak for that. Andrew Wolison battling with Johnny Baker at the red line. This comes back to Adam Nedelka. Mike Macchione tried to get a skate on that one, but he couldn't settle it there. You can see just how much the puck hops off, whether it be the skate blades or the sticks of the Falcons. That's really been a pain tonight. You know, I was alluding to it, today we've had rather warm temperatures. Just looking at the news earlier today, on Monday morning, there was a temperature of 19 degrees in Massachusetts, and we had temperatures in the 50s today. It was very unseasonable, and that could have an effect on the ice quality, make it a little tougher to settle those passes. And in a game like this, Framingham has really had the advantage.
I know I'm not the one on the ice, but personally, I really enjoyed the weather today. Not a fan of the cold and the 19-degree weather we've been having.
You say that as a soccer player, though. I imagine you enjoy the warmer games and not so much the colder temperatures.
Yeah, same goes for lacrosse. Not a huge fan of the first month of the season.
Will he be playing lacrosse this year?
I will.
Nice, multi-sport athlete.
It's my favorite thing about this school is the athletic program.
17:30 to go, third period, 2-0 in favor of Framingham. Falcons just barely stay on side. Dunn trying to drop off a Mala. Backhand shot hits the side of the net. Now on the right side, a shot saved by Fitchburg. Picked up Burton Johansson.
Falcons are starting to play a little panicky and just taking shots even if they don't have that angle.
Sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing to just throw it at the net and see what happens. Maybe you get a favorable rebound and you're able to jump on top of it. Here's Michael Amala to the right wing corner, tried to get Kramer. Johansson tries to settle to the pass to Millette, who had to try to play with his backhand. Not everybody's comfortable making plays on their backhand, though. Thrown around the boards, Gignac keeps it in the zone. Takes the shot, patted away by Stemberg. Into that left wing corner. Picked up again, a one-timer, just misses the net. Looking for the far post, Johansson whiffs on it, tries to keep it alive. Stepping up there and knocking it away is Jeremy McDonald. He's able to get it out of the zone. Falcons dump it back in. 16:30 to go, third period. Falcons still chasing two. From the left corner now to the right. Held by Rennick. Up for Johansson. Skignac back there. Now Millette wants to center in front. Through the slot, nobody there. Eventually picked up by Gignac. He bun hooks, turns around, loose, and a whistle coming, a penalty. And interference is the call with 3:55 gone in the third. The one escorted to the sin bin. It's going to be Tyler Westfall, the junior from Annandale, Virginia. Will take his first penalty of the season.
He's not happy about that call either. Definitely exchanging a few words with the ref.
Falcons will have their third power play of the contest. They've had good chances on the first two. They'd like to keep this streak of games with power play goals going.
Framingham penalty number 13, Tyler Westfall. 2 minutes for interference.
As Westfall's clean disciplinary record is tarnished. Falcons with their third man advantage. The drop pass to Gignac. And into the zone, Kramer moves right side, Alexander Beauvais. Into the left corner. You can see the pressure there from the Rams going right to the boards. Gignac holding. Go for the pass instead. Off for Kramer. Kramer goes right corner. Now back to Gignac. Winds. Slap pass to the left side. Comes back to Nedelka. Gignac blast is off a leg and wide. Beauvais holding in the corner, tries to find Michael Macchione. Puck's past him, goes to Toivo Kramer. 60 seconds to go on this power play for the Falcons. Gignac, Nedelka shot, cut down in front, still loose, top of the paint, still whacking away at it, can't get it cleanly towards Stenberg. Gignac to Nedelka on the left side, back for Gignac, blast, that's blocked. Framingham just cocooning around the net, clogging up the slot, and the Falcons just can't get any shots towards Stenberg. Rams playing tremendously well on this kill. 30 seconds to go. Onyx, Archambault into the left side corner, behind the net. Into the corner again, now back for Nedelka. Left side, shot by Amala, tipped on the way, stopped by Stenberg. It's loose in front, they score! Stenberg looking for a whistle that never came, and the Falcons finally part one with 14:22 to go in the third.
I told you this one would make the game exciting for everyone.
This is a team that's had a flair for the dramatic this year. After all of that pressure in front, eventually it finds its way through. Cole Archambault leads the handshake line. Falcons will not be shut out today. And we've got a hockey game now, 2-1.
Fitchburg goal scored by number 4 Cole Archambault, assisted by number 10 Mike Amala, and number 22 Sam Rennick.
Michael Amala and Sam Reddick get the assists on the goal for Cole Archambault, the senior majoring in biology, the only senior on the roster. Him and Gignac, the only players, deep in the eligibility, if you will. But I believe Archambault's got another year in the tank if he so desires. Now here's Jackson Collins in the zone with a bit of space. He shoots, hit the bar! McKinney follows up, and that one goes wide. We've had a few bars tonight, too.
I don't think Archambault is going to use his extra year of eligibility. He did recently get accepted into dental school.
Nice. After all, his freshman year was during the pandemic. After all, we had it on Fitchburg State 9 seniors last year. None of them used their extra year. After all, Division III is about academics. There's a chance the other way, but that shot well off the mark. Rams trying to go in transition, try to get one back. There's another shot punched away by Macchione. Very dangerous rebound, but the Falcons get to it. Hearing the crowd roaring, knowing the Falcons are back in this one. They trail 2-1 with 12:57 to go in the third period.
Falcons look like they're playing with some new energy. Definitely got the ball rolling for them. Hopefully.
Putting one in the back of the net. I was telling Isaiah and Travis during the intermission, just start by getting one goal, then let the Tides take you where they go. Now a loose chance, Macchione with a shot. And that one armed away by Trevor Stenberg.
He did not want to let another one by him so soon.
Again, a great game for Trevor Stenberg, 31 saves. The senior from Mendham, New Jersey. Trying to get to 500 on the campaign, 5-6 coming in. And I've been very, very impressed with this play tonight. It's one of the reasons why I think so many games are competitive this year in the MASCAC is just so many solid goaltenders, even on the teams that may not necessarily be showing it in the standings.
Yeah, such as we talked about earlier, Matt Gover
of MCLA, who the Falcons will be seeing again on Saturday. There's a great chance by Bove in front. Kalle Anderson came back from injury for Plymouth State, and he's just been a force to help the Panthers. They're in first place by 10 points. It's a 3-2-1 system in the MASCAC, but still, that's 3+ games ahead as we close up the second cycle.
Usual activity for Plymouth State, though.
There's a shot by Bove in front, and Stenberg kept it under his pads and pushing and shoving after the whistle, and a lot of players cross with each other.
That's personally my favorite part of hockey. I think they should be allowed to drop their gloves in college.
It's a take. Kind of hard with all the face masks and all. The exchanging of dinner reservations. Lots of fresh legs coming on the ice. Full change for both sides. 10 new skaters. No penalties coming out of all that. 11:46 to go, third period. Falcons trail 2-1. Cole Archambault on the power play. Getting the Falcons back within one. Nedelka holding on, gets the shot, cut down in traffic, settled. And Mala's shot stopped by Stenberg. Rebound can't be put back towards goal. Another chance in the paint. Pops out again, right side. Rennick getting on that one. Nedelka high riser over the net, and Mala will try to chase that one down. Now to Millette as it goes over the stick of a Ram. And one of the Rams lost his stick for a moment. Not broken, just dispossessed. Here's Nedelka, his shot through traffic. Gobbled up by Stenberg with the glove. This is the pressure I want to see the Falcons pulling right now. 12 shots on goal already in this period. Still 11 minutes and a quarter to play. We've already mentioned the Falcons have come back from 3 down to win in regulation earlier this year against Worcester. They've been in this spot before.
That was a great game to watch. I think they blew all of the fans' minds.
It was definitely one of those surprising results. Wraparound chance going from post to post. Macchione trying to keep it out, but the Rams get it back. All of it going about. And Framingham able to pot an insurance goal to retake the lead as Tyler Westfall leads the handshake line.
Big game for Westfall after just getting his first penalty minutes.
He very well just picked up his second goal of the season. The Rams have restored that 2-goal lead.
They're making the most of their offensive opportunities. The Falcons have been controlling a lot of the game this period.
One assist on that, and that shot stopped by Stenberg. Looked like he just barely got it with the blocker down. And now more pushing and shoving, and this time we are going to have penalties. Bobby Bernier got the lone assist. That's his third of the campaign. We know the Falcons, they've been crashing that harder in this period. So they've been trying to turn the tides in this game. They got it back within one, but turned it back to a 2-goal lead. Westfield did. Westfield. It's Westfall who got that in my head.
Westfall's back in the box.
Might be
or about to be.
Falcons had 2 in the bin. Looks like the Rams are going to have 2 in the bin as well. Look like Westfall and Colgan. I think I saw Zapata and Bove for the Falcons.
He's trying to play catch up with his penalty minutes this game.
The 2 number 12s talking with the officials here. Toivo Kramer, one of 3 co-captains. Actually, he's not one of the captains. But I imagine nobody else with a letter was on the ice, so he would have to do. Everything will cancel out. And we'll stay 5 aside. Captains for the Falcons, Cole Archambault, Oliver Cookson, and Antoine Gignac. None of them were on the ice, so Kramer would have to do. Rams win the draw, throw it around to the near side boards into the attacking zone. Sticks going at it. Baker first to arrive at that one on the right side. Falcons will loft in the air.
On number 13, Tyler Westfall, and number 19, Patrick Colgan. 2 minutes for roughing. And
So roughing against all 4 of those players. And they'll all sit for 2 minutes or more. Icing was waved as the puck ended up coming off the boards and back towards Stenberg, and he had to take action and cover.
Quite an active game. There's a lot to keep up with.
Falcons already to 38 shots in this contest with 10 minutes to play, but they trail by 2 goals. The Falcons average 37 a game. But one of the things that's bit them this year is just how well opposition goalies have played against them. When the opposition is posting a .925 save percentage against you, sometimes things get challenging. That shot cut through traffic. Now the Rams skating up on the near side from Caleb Dusick. This shot is gloved by Macchione. When you think about it, the 3 goals that the Rams have gotten in this game, none of them come from sustained zone pressure. They've all come from quick strikes.
That seems to be the Falcons' downfall this season. They try and build the plays up and create chances while teams just come down and attack them.
Sometimes you get caught in transition, and it bites you in the end, and there's a goal for Framingham! It snuck through Macchione somehow, and he is just gutted. Looked like a backhand from Caleb Kinski, who's had such great moments here in Fitchburg. He's made it a 3-goal lead for the Rams. And we'll have a timeout after all that. I think we're also going to have a goaltending change too, as Freddie Soderberg has come off the bench to skate with the players on the timeout as Max Macchione puts his stick in there. Not often do you see a goaltending change at this point in the contest, but after that last one and how gutted Macchione felt, he knows he should have had that. One Caleb to another. Dusick with the assist on the goal for Kinski. His 3rd goal of the season, the senior from Dike, Iowa. So Freddie Soderberg will come into the game. 2nd time this season he's coming in relief. He relieved Cam Isabel in his only start of the year against Tufts a couple of weeks ago. Soderberg with great numbers, the freshman from Harrison Township, Michigan. 3-2, 257 goals against, .933 save percentage. Had sparkling numbers in juniors. Goals against under 2, save percentage in the 920s, 930s. He'll punch away that shot. Soderberg last played in the game against Plymouth State, a 4-1 win for the Panthers. It was 3-1 plus an empty netter effectively. Soderberg made 40 saves. Backhanded through the paint before Stenberg could get back there, but Archambault was not on the spot. Also, perhaps during the timeout, they went and recalibrated the shot board and took several shots away from Fitchburg. Now reads 34 when it was reading 38. Unless that panel of the 7th segment has burnt out. That will go for icing. It is a tie to the dots. But tie goes to the defense. The boy, Brady Rossback, was on his horse trying to get to that. Two goals in 80 seconds for Framingham State. A little over 3 minutes after the Falcons have cut the deficit to 1, the Rams get 2, and they lead 4-1. Now with the icing, everyone trying to figure out who was that 5th skater for the Rams. They already had the 5th skater. So was it one or the other? It was neither. Johnson trying to make that backhand pass up. Caught it another body. Out to the near side, and Mala put it over, but they were offside. Probably a little more frustration brewing in the Falcons. They were controlling the third period. They got that goal. They were closing in. Faceoff's going to be moved to the center dots. Well, the Rams are 2 strikes in 80 seconds. Now a 3-goal lead to dig from. Here's Gignac in the zone, Rennick with good moves, just couldn't get it past Stenberg. All the moves, everything but the finish, basically. Now Gignac dispossessed up the right side. Shot goes wide off the stick of Brady Rosbach. Millette skating it around Rosbach. Now for Rennick. Back for Millette. Over skates, has to double back. And stop his momentum as they dig forward on the near side boards. Big slam into the boards, but illegal, says our referee. Boarding's going to be the call, I believe. From bad to worse it'll go. Now our officials are actually going to talk it over. Antoine Gignac goes into the box. Until now, every penalty the Falcons have taken this year has been a minor penalty. The Falcons have not been guilty of a major or a misconduct all season long. And I mention that because the way they're talking about it, they may be fixing to give Gignac 5. They talked about it, it's a charge, it's just 2. That streak will stay alive, for now at least.
Still have 7.5 minutes for that to change.
Gignac last year did get a game disqualification against Framingham.
Fitchburg penalty number 23, Antoine Gignac.
Had to sit in the naughty step for a game.
Was it the Salem playoff game last year where another player also?
It's quite possible.
I think I do recall.
I'd be surprised how often players get misconducts and DQs in playoff games, particularly the losing side, because their season and or career is over after that.
Yeah, it was a senior, if I remember correctly. Wanted to go out with a bang, I guess.
That can happen. There was definitely a lot of frustration. I do actually remember that Fitchburg finished that game down 2 players. Shot doesn't get all the way to Soderberg. Now the Falcons trying to skate it out of the zone. Punched against the boards. There goes that power play for Framingham. Another hit against the boards that is not seen kindly. I think that's Palazzo going to the box again.
Does that bring it up to 55 minutes?
Indeed it does. Sammy Hagar can't drive that number.
I think he was going for a record.
I don't know what the D3 record is. There have probably been some players who have thrown way too many hands. Remember there was a guy at Oswego over a decade ago, Eric Selleck, who ended up making it to the NHL as an enforcer, played in a couple of games. But he was a great player at Oswego, put up a lot of numbers, including penalty minutes. Nedelka's shot is blocked. So we play 4-on-4. Falcons acting like it's a power play, trailing by 3 goals.
According to College Hockey News, the record is held by Todd, unsure of the pronunciation of that name.
Todd Skoglund had 267 penalty minutes. That's probably just Division I, but still, it's a lot. But that's a different time, too. I imagine in the last decade, there probably haven't been too many players who've gotten to 100 penalty minutes or so. That's hard to do. Sargent's shot is wide to the left. Samuel Rennick, 15 points now on the season with his assist tonight. 5 seconds to go on the 4-on-4. will turn into a power play right now. Gignac comes out of the box, but there is streaking in. Great momentum as Barcelo would come in there. And Soderberg stuck with them and lost his stick, but he had time to get it back. Falcons have an abbreviated power play now. Sargent able to keep it in the zone.
Rams bench was looking for a call on that one.
Also thinking about too many men behind the play. Falcons line change might have been a little sloppy, but they'll let it go. 5 skaters on for the Falcons. Cross ice pass. Settled down by Bove behind the net. Michael Macchione back for Bove. Now Johansson. Right side shot save. Rebound loose and doesn't make its way through. Gignac had the initial shot. And no Falcon could get in the proper position for the rebound. Couple more chances. One more shot by Alexander Bove. And another great save by Trevor Stenberg. 36 saves for the Rams netminder. 4:28 to go in the contest. Rams lead by 3. Imagine the frustration continuing to build on the Falcon bench. I know they definitely wanting to win this game to get Dean Fuller 600 wins, but this game has not come easy to them. Really playing against Framingham this year has not come easy to them. They've just not matched up as well as they would like. Only 2 goals for the Falcons thus far in nearly 6 periods of action against Framingham, both coming on the power play.
They also have MCLA on Saturday to possibly get their 600th win, but MCLA has been putting up a fight against them this whole year.
Well, Falcons have only outscored MCLA 3-2 in the 2 games they've played in 128 minutes or so of hockey. A lot of low event hockey there. So MCLA is another team Fitchburg has not matched up terribly well against. In fact, the Falcons have not beaten MCLA in North Adams since 1992. That sounds like an incredible winless streak at just 4 games. Falcons were in the old ECAC Northeast back in the day, and MCLA, for much of that, they were North Adams State, or in the ECAC East. So there were different leagues. They only played once a year if they felt like playing. Rams going into a one-shot score! Well, if it wasn't over before, it is now. That beautiful one-time feed makes it 5-1 Rams. And for all the indiscipline that Ashley Collazo has experienced in this contest, he's the one who gets the finish and leads the handshake line. The Rams last won a game here in Fitchburg a couple of years ago in that MASCAC playoff game. But they hadn't won a game here in the regular season since 2015. And I can tell you that, as someone who called that game back in 2015, that broadcast went as well as the Falcons' performance has been today. Our camera died in the 3rd period. It was a night.
Sounds quite interesting.
Yep.
My mom's the first one to text me if the broadcast stopped, so she would have been all over that.
Oh yeah, and we had technical difficulties in the 1st period. A bit of technology didn't work that night.
Just wasn't meant to be that night.
Perhaps tonight, same deal. It was 2-1 at one point, but the Rams have scored 3 times in this 3rd period. Quick strikes catching everyone off guard. Kramer drops it off for Bove. Bove tries to feed Kramer again, but he's not able to get to it. Falcons have outshot the Rams 37-23. Soderberg tosses it around the boards. And here's Gignac. Tries to throw it towards the net. Walk tries to throw a Ram into the boards on the near side for Scott Bergarin. Into the zone, gets the shot just wide of Soderberg. That one's going to come into the bench. I think Barcelo got his hand on that one and pulled that one in. 110 ticks in the clock remain before the Rams come away with their 7th victory of this campaign. Falcons have looked better in this third period, at least until, probably until, you know, the second of those goals came. And there was, just imagine a lot of party balloons just deflating all at once. The Rams have played with a tremendous amount of energy. They've been going and showing teams that they are not the easy opponent that other teams have had so many times in recent years. This Rams team is on the up and up, and they've played tremendously tonight. Rennick on the give and go, trying to get it back from Millette. Not able to get anything cleanly off. Behind the net, Amala trying to pick it up and steal it. And the Rams carry it out. Trying to develop a 3-on-2. Falcons try to catch them out on a change, a 3-on-2 of their own. Amala into the zone. His shot too high. Off the glass. Wilson's shot is blocked. The Rams have done so well to block so many shots tonight, too. Amala, his pass off a skate. And Delka's shot is gloved by Stenberg. 47.2 remaining. The Falcons at 38 shots now, at the number that they generally average a game. Well, if it wasn't the quick strike offense of Framingham doing them in, it was the goaltending of Trevor Stenberg playing out of his mind. Yet again, the Falcons facing another hot goalie that's just too hot to handle. The near side, it comes to Nedelka. Holds, tries to get a shot through. But so many bodies in the way, he just tries to shoot where they're not, but that puts the puck about 5 feet away from the net. 5 is being generous there, too. That'll be cleared down the ice. It will not make its way to the goal line in time. Walk able to catch up to it, and that negates it. Thrown out in front. Walk. And that's Baker trying to get another shot on, another goal. He opened the scoring in this contest. As time will run down, Framingham, for the first time in quite a long time, is going to clinch the season series against the Falcons and take a decisive 5-1 victory.
They're so excited.
It's a big win for the Rams. I'd have to say it's been quite a long time since Framingham took the first 2 games of a season series with the Falcons.
Not sure I'd like to be in the Falcons locker room after this match.
I know they probably can't be too pleased. There was a point where it was 2-1, but then it suddenly fell apart, where it seemed like the Falcons were finally starting to get their legs. Suddenly, Salem stole back the momentum and then some. Framingham, I've gone and said the wrong school again. Perhaps it's not been my night in that regard. But Framingham, the style of play that they've brought to the table, how aggressive they are going to the boards, blocking shots. They blocked so many shots. It was especially clear on those penalty kills how many players were clogging up the slot, clogging up the passing lanes, really making it challenging for the Falcons to generate momentum. I'm really getting to see Framingham with my own eyes and not a broadcast that couldn't stay on the air back in December. I'm really impressed with how Framingham played tonight. And they've come away with the 3 points well-deserved, a 5-1 victory to put them to 7-10. And for the Falcons, win number 600 is going to have to wait until at least Saturday night. Any other thoughts, Kendra, on this contest?
I don't think there's much left to say.
I will note too, there's the end of game prayer circle that the Falcons often hold. And I don't know if I've seen a player from another team join the circle before.
I was actually just thinking that.
But that's actually really interesting, and I love the camaraderie and the sportsmanship. Even as hard of a game as these two teams have played this year, how rough and tumble the teams were, how many exchanges of dinner reservations we had. And at the end of the day, they're all hockey players, all playing together. Even watching at the end of the Westfield game and seeing all the players pair up at the end, chatting with each other, reminiscing about old times. And here tonight, the prayer circle expanding to include players from the opposite side. Really, really interesting to see.
A lot of these players do come from the same hometown or same junior teams and know each other. So it's nice to see them reconnecting on the ice.
Everyone coming together for, the end of the day, just a little bit of humanity for us all. A little bit of camaraderie to wash away the bad taste, if you will. So these two teams, they'll play each other one more time at Loring Arena in Framingham on February 17th. That's going to be the season finale for these two teams. There will probably be a lot at stake in that contest as these two teams are going to try, jostling for playoff position, for Framingham, getting into the playoffs on their own merits, getting 3 points in the standings to get them up to 21 now. Huge win for them tonight. For Fitchburg, they finished the second cycle, now 8-4-2 in conference play, 9-7-2 overall. They go to North Adams next to take on MCLA, and then they'll be going to Salem State 1st of February before they come back here for the Jake Tebow game, Hockey Day in the Berg, on February the 3rd. That'll be a 3 o'clock puck drop. We'll have it here for you on FATV. The Falcons have taken 4.5 out of a possible 6 points from MCLA. They've been hard-fought games. The Falcons have come away with some good results there, but again, looking for their first win at North Adams since 1992, and then trying to sweep Salem State with the first-year head coach in a porous defense as it's been thus far. But even then, Salem hasn't made it easy for them. No games are easy in this conference. But it'll be very interesting to see. Will the Falcons be able to get Dean Fuller his 600th win on the road, or will it have to wait until UMass Dartmouth on the 3rd? Final thoughts, Kendra?
Thank you for having me again.
Yep. And thank you for being here as well. We're glad to have you. So the final score here for the final time here from the Wallace Civic Center, it was Fitchburg State 1 and Framingham State 5. For Isaiah Manuel on camera, for Travis Falco on audio, and for Kendra Heritzman, I'm Daniel Bolak saying thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. And until then, so long from Fitchburg.